to the magazines that carry their truth. 25 years of the same steady hand, finding the ones who fell through the cracks of the plan. From Mitcham to Croydon, from London to the world, every flag he planted said, you matter, you're hurt, but there's a man who finds you in the car.
Yay. Yay. It feels early, but we're here. Hello, my friends. Hello.
How you doing, brother? How you doing,
How you doing, Paul?
this morning? I know it's early evening for you, but I know
Yeah.
it's morning here. But you
Well,
see the beautiful skies.
It's early afternoon here. So what, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which is not bad for no, it's not bad. You know, but I don't think I've done an event this early for years, literally.
Well, my fellow Americans, we like to get up and listen to somebody when we getting ready for work and get our heart pumping real right. You know what I'm saying? So we can stand strong against the adversary.
That's me, sending on my LinkedIn, my LinkedIn screen. I like Josh's comments. I don't think we can see. Can we see it on there? I'm not sure. Let me see whether we can. Oh, Paul, life is life, right? My battery, the battery in my mouse is dying. I'm like, thanks.
It's all right, brother. You know what I mean? We're going to make it work. We're going to make it do what it do. You know, that devil comes to block your shine, but y'all get up today with a good heart today. You're going to be just fine. You'll knock it right out the park. Call you Barry Bonds.
Look, we say welcome if you're here. We'd love to hear your thoughts. This is my introduction to my friend Paul. We met a long time ago. But Paul's just been around, and then Paul decides that he has a message for the world. So.
Yeah, I've been hiding, if you will. You know what I'm saying? I'm like Bruce Wayne. I like to stay in my bat cave and wait for people because they come ruin your life sometimes. They come ruin your life sometimes. So you got to put boundaries up. And I had to pour into myself. You can't pour from an empty cup.
Yeah, look, I say we're here, and the way I normally do, which is bring you people who have unique solutions that the world needs. And say, this is definitely no different. This is definitely a big part of that. Paul has a message. Paul's been working on his mission for a long time.
Yeah.
I think part of our thing today is to get people to, I guess, I could ask what does it mean to be a man today, but I think what it means to be a man, a dad, is it's a special place that we occupy. Yeah. But not many talk about the realities. There's a lot of people drift through life and they're like, oh, but it's gone wrong. Like, yeah, it's gone wrong because you've gone wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes we lose focus of the game that we play. I call it a game because at the end of the day, your kids are your legacy, and you got to leave them strong, and they're only going to be as strong as you leave them. And sometimes we leave them in places we shouldn't leave them, and they pick up bad habits, and we have to break that. As a father, we have to watch everything them kids do.
Yeah,
and we don't understand that.
But a lot of what our kids do is it's a reflection of us.
Yeah,
it's based on what we do. Let me give you an example. Then I'll come to you to introduce yourself, Paul, so our friends really know who you are.
Okay.
One of my real bugbears these days, again, it came as part of my growing up, is what I call it. It's a recent thing. It's something a couple of years ago. But every day, you get stronger. The thing that I can't do, I can't leave plates in the sink. Dirty plates in the kitchen. I cannot tolerate it. If I go back a few years, Paul, I know that I would use plates. I would eat and leave the plate there, as if the slave's going to come and move it. Of course, and the wife comes to move it, and you think, okay, then you just do it again and again, and the kids do it as well, right?
Right, they watching you.
the kitchen is full of dirty plates.
She's
And
tired. Hey, she's tired. You know.
truly,
Hey, she's
you know, she,
tired.
she, she,
I'm
she,
sorry,
she,
ladies, I'm sorry. Us men are raggedy sometimes, and you
yeah,
got to forgive us, Lord. We be beside ourselves thinking we got a beautiful queen. She gonna do whatever we say. We got to take y'all out and get y'all toes done every now and again. You see
no,
that?
seriously, tired is one word for it. Pissed off is not that. She's pissed off every day.
Yes,
No,
Lord.
I,
Hey, and she cooked for you.
right.
You see? Hey,
Like,
she can serve you up a saute sandwich. Know that.
so no, we can see that she's pissed off. We can see what happens, right? She wakes up in the morning, the sink is dirty, and she's like, "Fuck, I got to clean this stuff, right?" And then she goes to work, comes back, and the sink is full again, and
Yes.
she hasn't used any of it. It's like, what
That's
the
her
hell?
reward. That's her reward for saying I do. You hey, and we try to brag in front of them, they be like, girl, only if you knew.
I
Only
tell you,
we
it's
need
all
these
of it's all
shots.
of that, Paul, right? You see,
Yeah.
eventually, I realized just that simple move of not treating her like a slave will make it, will improve my life. And it
Yeah,
just dawned on me.
what? It
Like,
just added 10
seriously,
years. It just
I
added 10
like,
years to your
really,
life. Yes, Lord.
like, seriously, Paul. So one day I just said, you know what? No more dirty sink. I can't. Today, this morning, I said, no, I want to go make my tea. There's something in the sink. I had to wash it because I just can't. I can't
Yeah.
not whatever I'm doing, unless it was burning down. I don't leave anything in the sink, and I expect my kids to do the same.
Exactly.
Again,
They see you do it. They see you
right?
do it, so it's just natural for them to do it because
Yeah.
that's what they see.
And
But
I
if
said,
they see you sitting on your tail talking about, hey lady, come get my plate and crack your toes and keep watching the game, then that's what they gonna do too.
exactly that. And I said even last night, I said my youngest is 17. I don't know, for
Mhm.
some reason he hates doing the washing up. So I'm like, the plates just jump in the sink. I don't know
Yes,
what happened.
exactly. They don't like cleaning up after themselves, brother.
It's
You
only
know what I
you
mean?
and
You was
me
a
here.
kid. You was a kid. Your mama like, come on in the house, baby. You need to take a bath. You're like, oh, I ain't ready to take a bath. We didn't want to do that then. It's still the little thing that we have to do to maintain ourselves. We still don't like doing.
Right, it's all of that. But no, saying that, credit to him. After looking a bit sheepish, he washed his plate, and then started washing my plates. I'm like, good. It's it matters. It matters, right?
Give them
Look,
a little reward sometimes. You know how you get them dog biscuits when they do right. You know, give them $2. You know what I'm saying? I like that, son. You know, keep it coming. So, because you know he being raised the right way, and it's
yeah,
all right.
yeah,
It's all right
yeah,
to give him
yeah.
rewards.
Yeah, so the funny thing is that I was raised that way. As a kid who grew up in Nigeria, you do,
Hmm.
and you end up doing more house chores
Right.
than we do in the West. Call it that,
Right.
right?
Right.
So as a kid in Nigeria, by the age of 10, you learn how to cook, how to wash, and as even wash clothes too, because there's no washing machine. You can wait all day if
Right.
you want,
Right.
But what no, you
Right.
don't. So you learn to look after yourself.
Yeah, that's why I love my grandparents. See, they wasn't too far removed from them cotton fields, so they
Mm.
already had gardens. He had three of them. My granddad had three gardens. He had watermelons, cantaloupe in one of them. And then
Mm.
he had peas and all that in another one. And then so all he really had to do is get a little meat. And sometimes he go fishing to get
Yeah,
get
yeah,
that. So he knew how to eat off the land. And when I was younger, before I was born, he had chickens in the yard. He would get them. My grandmama would cook them up, and hey, they kept that thing running. So with that being in front of me, and then I seen the way my father and mother was, 'cause they split up. He gave me two examples, me growing up with
mm.
them. And
Mm.
so I chose their way. They knew how to make it when they didn't have a dime. They
Yeah,
say, let's get out here in this garden, pick a little bit, and then they pick them peas and bring a sack of peas. If you know if them purple herb peas is, and then you shell them so much your fingers turn raw. You remember?
yeah,
I
yeah.
know about a little hard work. So yeah, with my
Yeah,
grandparents, I did it.
on some days, nothing German, nothing grows. Yeah,
Hmm.
funny that. And some days, what grows doesn't fruit. Doesn't give you anything. You're like, damn.
Exactly.
But that's life. It's
And
a metaphor for life,
and
right?
I want to go ahead and introduce myself. See, while we
Please.
talking about stuff that's growing. See, I'm Paul Kirk Clayton. I'm from Sulphur Springs, Texas. And my wife, I was got married young age, high school sweethearts. We come from broken homes, and we made a promise to each other that we would do what our parents couldn't do, and that's keep our family together and don't cheat on each other, don't lie to each other. and we set our boundaries from day one. And then my brother, when I was 3 years old, he was born, and I've been taking care of him. And he ended up committing suicide in 2011. I was with him when he died, and also, my wife, she got breast cancer in 21 after we had the 3 kids, an amazing life, 7 miscarriages. We went through ups and downs, and through all that, it taught me to appreciate the things in life. And I've had, 18-wheeler accidents. I walked out of without a scratch on me, 5 back surgeries. And I'm still here to talk about it. And I done wrote a book called Go Get It University, and you can get that on Amazon, Barnes& and Noble, and Kindle. And I make videos. I try to take real life scenarios and show the emotions through the Bible using the Word of God, and trying to do that in 2 or 3 minutes. And I think it's going to be a tool to change the world, so we can take a look at ourselves and how we move, because everything is not black and white. Sometimes there's a gray area, and we need to figure out what it is to be better parents and people in this world. And that's pretty much it. I can go right back to you, but I do like to have fun.
I was on mute, so I know you've got some big missions. You got a big mission ahead of you. Which is why part of that, which is why we're here, right?
Right.
And
I really want, especially cancer is something dear to me. My granddaddy, he died of that. I was 14. That was in '95. He died of prostate cancer, and I watched cancer eat him up. My father has it now. He's in stage 5, and I didn't know it was stage 5. I thought 4 was the highest, and with my wife dying from cancer, and so I just want to help parents with their kids, if we can raise money to help them with that. And also with this new book I'm trying to write with Any, and we're gonna do a whole tell all about my life, so maybe people can get some inspiration from it, and what it means to be a stick to a dad. And it's not going to be sunshine and roses every day, and you're not going to get patted on the back. If you look at Father's Day and how they spend on Father's Day, you'll see that fathers get overlooked, but mothers do too, because they have a lot that they carry. And sometimes men have dropped the ball and put too much weight on the ladies to carry, and they did a wonderful job. But I'm calling men to stand up and be the men that they are called to be from God anyway, because one day we're going to all give an account for everything we did under the sun and moon. So I suggest we as people just stand up and do what you can to help somebody and help your brother and sister, because every day is not promised, and we get 24 hours a day. I suggest we make those hours blissful for people. And I believe that what I've created and the tools that I have, it'll go around the world, and also we'll be able to reach and touch parents' lives in a way that's unstoppable, because I believe the church is the people, and the people can bring goodness to people if they sit down within themselves.
yeah, I like all of that, my friends, and I do like all of that. Look, obviously, you can see, Paul's mission to help the kids who are suffering from cancer. Paul's mission to change the world for men, I guess, is part of it as well. And
Yeah.
that's what this room is really. Of course, as Paul said, we're writing a book. If you want to work with me, if you want to write a book, come and talk to me, right?
The Godfather of books right here. Y'all better get with him. Yes, Lord. He's going to get you right. You see that?
Now, to say again, amen is what I say to that, right? I say, of course, the funny thing, me and Paul are going to talk a lot about faith and spirituality, but we're not religious. We don't go to church. I'm not going to
go every day. No, I don't go every Sunday.
I don't go even once a year, Paul. So
Yeah.
I don't even do that, right?
Everybody used to come on Easter and be like, oh Lord, I gotta get ready to go to church. And the old ladies had them big old hats on. You'd be like, I can't even see the preacher. So
I've done the church thing when I was younger. When I was a kid, I did the church thing every Sunday.
Yeah. I just didn't understand. I didn't understand God's word. I do now. Everybody's like King David. You got to be out in the field tending your sheep, and when God calls you, and that's out here in the world, you'll be ready to answer it.
Yeah. Again, I think part of the realization is that having faith does not mean sit there and wait. It doesn't mean pray and hope for the best. I mean, having faith, is probably the biggest motivation for action, for doing.
Yes.
Again,
I think you do more action than you pray. Is what God has showed me.
Of course,
now you're gonna need in the morning. You might want to get it together and get it. Lord, give me strength, because that's who gives you strength. So at the end of the day, you gotta follow through with everything you praying about. I tell you that.
Exactly, no, exactly that. Look, many of our friends will understand what we're talking about today. Of course, this is a series. So we're going to do this every 2 weeks. Now, at this time, because Paul, I guess we want people to tap into the conversation early in the day, and
Yes.
then you can get on with your day, right?
All
So
right,
let's.
and y'all can give us some times that may be better for y'all, and we might can switch it up. I'm for the people. I'm ready anytime the lights come on. Know that.
Yeah,
Yes,
no,
Lord.
I'm with you. So I haven't got any other show as early as this, but there's a
Right,
reason we're doing it early, right?
right.
Chirito, how are you? I know you're across the world. Well, this is probably a good time for you, Chirito. Chirito normally sees our shows at 3 in the morning for her, so she has to wake
Right.
up in the middle of the night. So it's nice to have one that's the normal time, right?
Yeah, so I'm for the people. I'm for the people. We got to get up with great expectation. We got to go get that daily bread. Yes, Lord,
Yeah,
as He
yeah,
promised.
yeah. Now do it early, and then you got the rest of your day to do what we need to do, right?
Yes,
The
Lord.
amazing Jackie. I was in Jackie's show. I was no listening to Jackie's show yesterday. How you doing, Jackie? I tell you now, Paul. If you think you have energy, Jackie is the one with energy. Literally bounces about the screen. I'm like, Jackie,
I,
come
I'm
on.
looking for I'm looking for anybody that's a hero. I don't want no victim. A lot of people play that victim. This happened, but we need to find solutions to break that. You see that? That's why I'm looking for some heroes. And that's why I teamed up with you. You see that?
Yeah.
You're a hero. You get up every day, no matter if it's gonna be slow, fast, good, or bad. You show up. You say, and it's here. Yes, Lord. You see that? Yeah, I'm
Look,
here.
I'll say this. I learned from people like Jackie. Really, really, seriously. I don't say that lightly. So when I started doing the events, I came across Jackie and Damien, and I was genuinely, inspired. I could see that. I saw how it could be done.
Right.
Just be. There's no fakery. Just be yourself. Show up every day, and have the best intentions in your heart.
That's
Simple.
what we don't have today as fathers. People ain't authentic. Everybody want to be
Mm.
like somebody else instead of being like who they are. And that's what I want to rate people up like, baby, you the gift. And when you realize that you the gift and what you can give to the world, you can
You,
change it. And then your baby's gonna see, hey, I got a gift too. And they'll
you,
do it too. And you be surprised the little X-Man you raised.
No,
Yeah, one acting like Wolverine, you know what I mean?
it's all that. Look, again, our kids don't come from nowhere. Saying
Right.
that they come from somewhere. They come from us, right?
Yeah,
And also,
right.
we don't come from nowhere, and
Right.
we're not going nowhere. I'm saying
No.
intentionality.
Yeah.
Thinking about what we do, how we do, why we do, and maybe
Right.
even who we be.
Right.
You know,
And the
all
legacy we can live, the legacy we can leave for our kids. If you start working on that passion in your heart, it's going to turn into like my platform. If they go to the first video that I ever made
yeah,
and they look at the last one now, you will see progress. But at the same time, I had the same message, but I couldn't get it out the way I wanted it to until now. So that's why I came out my back cave. I was like, okay, kids, now it's time to see Super Daddy. And like I said, it's gonna bless a lot of people, especially people going through chemo and the kids fighting, and give them something to look at, and laugh a little bit, even grown folks. So I believe everybody can take something from it. It's kind of like an adventure through my mind.
yeah,
I
yeah.
got all kinds of tangles in there. Y'all go check it out. You know what I mean?
It's a journey. Look, and I finished by saying that Jackie is the most authentic person you're gonna meet. Genuinely, now she does not just events. Now she works with people who are coming out of prisons. She works with kids as well. I'm saying literally, she's that person who is
Yeah.
the,
That's why I want to
the
go into prison.
genuine,
I want to be
all-round,
there.
lovely person. Like she is.
Yeah.
It's not. No, there are a few of these
Sound like a
legends.
child of God to me. You sound like she's
Oh,
doing God's
really?
work, with great expectations. She said,
Yeah.
"Yes, Lord, it's gonna yield a harvest, baby. Yes,
No, I
it's
think
gonna be all
I think
right."
she even does relationship. Did counseling call it that? So
Yeah,
people in their relationships who are having troubles, she can help them too. I'm
and
saying,
we need that. We
she has a
need that
heart
in the
of
world.
gold.
I
Jackie,
mean,
I
look at
can't do
gas.
anymore,
Gas
right?
alone will make you need therapy. Gas itself, you know what I mean. I'm about to go out here and learn how to make some gas because at the end of the day, it's gold right now, especially
That's
where I
it.
live.
Yeah, now Michael, welcome. Said Michael P. Burns, thank you for joining us. Hopefully,
Hello, brother.
I haven't met you before, but thank you for being here. Hopefully, we'll get to meet one day. I'd love to know who our friends are. I mean,
Yeah,
that's, you
and
know,
they got
again, I think
stories
that's,
too. They fathers, they got stories. Y'all get up on up here and have a good time one of these days. I know me and Annie, we enjoy that stuff, you know.
yeah, no, for sure. Mr. Curtis, and I say Curtis does, you know, he talks about men's emotional well-being. So
Yes.
I'm glad he's here. Hopefully we'll get to hear from him sooner or later. And I would literally, it's everything that we ponder, you and I,
I love
he's pondered.
anybody.
He's
I
thought
love
about.
anybody that's fighting for mental wellness because at the end of the day, they seeking for peace. Peace is the only thing worth having in this world. When people not pulling on you and you got peace, that's the only thing worth having.
Well
That's
said, my
that's
friend. Well said. So thank you so much for joining us, all of you. Saying Superwoman Margaret, and it's the reason I call her Superwoman. Like she's, again, Heart of Gold.
I
Comes from
love Sister Margaret.
from another in a faith-based perspective as well. And she
And
done.
she got some jams too. Hey, I be catching
Yeah,
that jam. Yes,
yeah.
Lord. Hey, Sister Margaret, I be catching. You got a little style to you, baby. Yes, Lord.
So, she is amazing. But no, Super
Yes, she
Margaret,
is.
I'm glad you're here. How are you doing? Good morning. Look, I appreciate all of you woken up seriously early to be here today. I really do. And for the US people, I don't know. I struggle. Would I get to work now? Would I do an event 8 in the morning? Probably not. But then after we're done, you
You
got your
got
whole day,
you got
right?
more patience. You got more patience than me. See, this show will probably be good enough for me for the day. You know what I'm saying? I probably won't work on a video till tomorrow. So, hey, brother, you got that. But he said you got endurance. He got
Yeah.
endurance, fellas.
I got things to do. I got responsibilities out there.
It's
See,
kind of like working out in the gym. You
yeah,
go to the gym with a big buff dude, and he be like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this." I work out with Annie. I be like, "Hey, I'm good right here, brother. You can drop me off and pick me up tomorrow." Yeah, Annie can take it. He's a strong individual.
again, it's a lesson in life that I learned, right? And so now, look, now these are just going to be conversations about the realities of our lives,
Right.
realities of, if we have big dreams, realities, if we've got kids, reality, if we want to achieve something, if we want a happy life.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to talk about
And
as time
yeah.
goes.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
As I said, so it's not going to be bringing you loads of theories and loads of saying that this is real talk. That's what
Yeah.
we call it, right? And it
Yeah.
is that thing. It is the call to action, as I put in the description, for us to start doing.
Right.
So our topic today, say, it's cool to be a dad again. I think being a dad is a weird thing. It's a privileged position, but it's very important. It's hugely important. I think a
Yes.
lot of people try and make out it's not important. That who needs dads? We can have single moms. It's
Right.
fine. No, it makes a
Right.
difference. It makes a difference
Yes.
to our work, and
Yes.
it makes a difference to our kids. Of course, it does.
Yes.
Our kids need a mum and a dad.
Yeah.
You know,
It take two to tango. If it take two to tango, it take two to raise them. At the end of the day, they only gonna be as half as good if they get raised by one parent. They got both parents in that home that they can see an example of how it's
yeah,
supposed to run. Then, because 9 times out of 10, you supposed to be with the mama. And she supposed to stay by your side while you raising the cubs. So
yeah,
while y'all raising the cubs, it's you against the world, and y'all got to raise these babies because nobody gonna care about them kids the way you care about them. At the end of the day.
yeah.
And a father has to know when your daughter, because I have two daughters, and you have to know that you ain't no man gonna love them babies no more than you, and then they got to see what love look like before they go out here and playing with love.
Exactly that. Exactly. Again, we have a lot to teach our kids. And a lot, as you said earlier, Paul, it's not just teaching kids; it's about modeling. What it means to be a good person. And
Yes.
you know,
and
what's
and
good?
and and, and,
Go.
and the kids when they go to school, we throw the competition like this child is number one on GPA, and we have competition. So that's what the kids learn. So they feel like I got to be better than this person when all you got to be is yourself. And we
Yeah.
need to bring that back to kids because sometimes the slowest kid is the smartest kid. If you know what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, we work at our own pace.
It's true. It's again, of course, Paul and I are men, and we know what the journey has been for us to get here. We're not perfect men by any stretch of the
No,
imaginations, my
no,
friend.
Lord.
You know, but God knows we've learned some lessons. Right?
Yes, Lord.
Again, to
We started. Hey, I started out in Noah's Ark. Now it looked like a little canoe. You know what I'm saying? Over the years, it done broke down. I'm like, Lord, the water about to get in this boat. I need a new. I need
yeah,
a new one. I need to learn how to walk this water like Jesus. Yes,
for
Lord.
sure, for sure. And it's a lot of lessons that's got us here, and we hope to share some of those as time goes by.
Yes.
Because I think deep down, I really think as a man, you can drift through life
Yes.
and just wonder why is stuff not working. So if I go back a step, when I said being a good man benefits people, it
Yes.
benefits us the most. It's us
It,
that
it's
benefit the most. It's
it's
us.
kind of like being a good man. What you saying? It's kind of remind me of my kids. When
Mm,
my son, he started playing basketball. I didn't want nobody to coach him but me because I knew that I was gonna let him run with that ball and have a good time. Because we
yeah,
get up at 7 in the morning every morning, and I was putting that in him every day, and I was practicing with him. Even though I didn't feel like getting up all them back surgery, I knew it meant something to him, and he wasn't gonna never forget it. So I coached him. Even through the back surgery, I would get up and have to go and coach the kids. And, you know, but when I look back at it, I'm proud of myself for doing that. That's something he'll never forget. And he knew his
yeah,
daddy loved him, and I was there, even there to coach him. We went to the finals. We didn't win, but we went to the finals. And even the kids I made sure they got the ball too. I wasn't one of those coaches that wanted to win over the kids' expense. I wanted the
mm,
kids to have a good time first. That way, if we do lose, we still can smile because you don't know what it's like for 8, 7-year-olds to lose a game and be looking. I want to quit. You got
I do.
you got to get them
I
back to
do.
practice and be like, no, it's okay. We're gonna be there in the final, which we were in the final. We came in second place. And even some of the parents were like, we don't do second place, and they threw the trophy in the trash. I was like, oh my God.
That's a bit harsh, right?
I
They
was
can only
like, are
be
you
one winner.
serious?
There can be one winner
Hey,
and the
and
rest
not
down.
knowing I'm coaching with a fever of 103, 100, 100, 101.2. I had to
Mm,
get up and try to break that fever, and then the refs coming to me because I had a kid with autism, and I always played him like I'm supposed to, and where he had fun, but I didn't want to overdo him either because he had wore them ear things and he couldn't stand loud noises. So I knew this kid. The final game, the guy over the whole thing and the refs come over there telling me I have to play him a certain amount. I just looked, I was like, I know how much I have to play this. Boy, I tell you what, people are something else when it comes to winning, and they'll do that at the expense of kids, and I've seen that firsthand.
yeah, no, for sure, for sure. Look, and say Michael's asking him an important question. Is that a Lions
Yes,
jersey?
Lord. See, let's talk about the jerseys. Let's talk about the jerseys for a minute. Now, I see I love God, and God is the one make the people that wear the jerseys. And so I stayed in the hospital. No, seriously, I stayed in the hospital a lot. So it was Barry Sanders and people like Michael Jordan and LeBron James that brought me a lot of joy while I was laying on my back. So I know people that are smart, they don't get looked at like that because
Mm,
they don't put the spotlight on them. Okay, people like Annie, and it's a lot of other many names. Sister Margaret, it's a lot of names that people don't get jerseys made. But see, I got me a jersey made. This is the Dodgers because I dodge haters. I don't have that one on. But at the end of the day, I got my name Kirk on the back of it. Yes, Lord. And I suggest y'all get y'all a jersey. You know what I'm saying?
I'm,
Like the
I'm, I'm,
Dodgers. Say you dodge
I'm gonna
haters.
steal that one. I dodge haters. I love that. Right?
Hey, put your number should be the number that you was born on. Number 16 that's me right there. You see that? So at the end of the day, they have no who is that? He played for the Dodgers. He dodge haters. Yes, Lord. They keep me. Hey, it's two script. It's two scriptures I live by. That's Psalms 34:14. It say, turn from evil, do good, and get peace and maintain it. That's four things in that one scripture. And then my second scripture is Proverbs 4:23. It says, guard your heart over everything else that determines the course of your life. If you live by those two things, I promise you your life gonna shape up in about 6 months because you're
yeah,
gonna start removing people that shouldn't be in your life.
yeah. Again, so we'll come to that. Literally, so there's keeping our connections and our our contacts list clean.
Yes,
Well, at
Lord.
least keeping a contact. At least people who serve us, who work with us, who align with us.
Because
so
you work with some people, I don't work with some people, and you be like, "Did that just happen? Did I? Should I go to the Zoom call?" You be like, "Oh no, I'm watching, I'm watching Big Bang Theory. Go ahead, y'all do your thing." Yeah, some people you got to cut loose because they're not for you, and they're gonna bring
yeah.
problems in your life and your business. As long as you build your business from a place of love, that's all gonna be there. Make sure you keep it loving.
Exactly. I think it's love and fun. And as Michael says, I don't know if we can be friends. I bleed green and gold. Which team is
Hey,
that?
I love the pack. I love the Packers. Give me a Brett Favre, and we gonna do it. Hey, that's a tough boy right there. Brett Favre, my dude. Even when he went to Minnesota, man, they tore him up. He still got up every time. I said, "Boy, look at him. He was walking out there like he was Terminator." I said, "That's an old Brahma bull right there."
Good morning, Dr. Lisa. Great to have you here.
How you
Truly,
doing, Sister
truly.
Paulette? How you
How you doing,
doing?
Paulette? Let's hear as well. Honestly, I can't believe you up so early. No one sees me this time of day.
Oh, she
Michael.
beautiful too. Look at her. She's shining. She's glowing.
Michael says he's only joking. The Lions have a really good team now. I have no memory of the Lions being good until recently. The reason I'm going with Michael's comments is because I think it's like a man thing, right?
It is,
This
but hey, I'm in Texas. We Cowboys is my team at the end of the day, and look where we at. We got an owner that, oh my God, he don't see the side of a barn.
yeah.
Y'all pray for old Jerry. Please pray for him because we got rid of Parsons and that hurt me. And I think what he talking about, y'all got that blessing. You see that? That blessing was ours first. Know that.
It's nice. Paulette and I were talking the other day, I'm sure, about how men tend to have more fun on stupid things, whereas women are much more serious. Every man's got all day for sports. We just do. We
Because of the women. It's
space.
because of the women.
You know.
It's because they make our life so much. I'm sorry, darling, you do. And I tell them when they at the store, I tell the women, y'all the MVPs of Thanksgiving and all the cooking thing, because without y'all, we couldn't enjoy that game. Hey, sit down on Thanksgiving and see what the men be doing. Y'all ain't cooking? Is that what we doing? Hey, I guarantee you, I love y'all ladies. I love y'all to death.
Yeah, look again. I'll end on this with Michael. He says, "Go pack, go." That's you, lot, right? So us Westerners support each other. At the same time, healthy competition and conflict moves us forward. Exactly that.
That's right.
That's be some fun in life, and let's not take things too seriously.
No, because if I bring up Patrick Mahomes, we're gonna shut it down.
Let's not
That's
talk.
my
Let's
boy.
not
He
talk
come from
about
Texas.
it.
He come from Texas. Y'all know where he come from. Yeah, right up the road from me. Yes, Lord. He done played in my area. So y'all want to talk about a bad boy? That boy come through Texas. Know that.
Let's leave that. Let's talk to Paula. How you doing, Paula?
We don't want to talk about
Good
greatness. You know what I
morning.
mean?
Good
The
afternoon.
energy in the room is palpable, I tell you.
How you doing, darling?
I'm doing well, thank you. Great to meet you and see you again. And thank you for coming to my rooms. And Annie
Yes,
said, Paul would love you to come to his room. So here I am, as requested, and I'm here. And I want to say this, and I don't preach, but I do preach. I don't preach in a church, but I preach in my mind. So I'm about mental wellness. I'm all about the mind and how we keep it clean, how we keep the mind healthy, how we keep the mind strong, how we keep the mind loving, how we keep the mind in a position to give back, right? Because if we are not up here tidy, we can't give back to the world and to each other. Right? So everything that you say about parenting and loving on children and loving on life, really loving on life, every day I wake up, I thank the universe, God, Mother Nature for my day.
Whatever you call it, that's what it is. Because that's who he is. Yes, Lord.
I'm up there thanking it, right?
Right.
Because I've had some seriously near misses, and only 3 last year, nearly 4.
Right.
So really, really close calls. And I'm not scared to admit it because I obviously am meant to be here. I've got a job to do, right? And my job is
finished, purpose. Right? She found her purpose in them close calls.
Exactly. So my job is to carry on being me. And if you go to my first video, to my last video, I'm the same person I've always been, right? The same as you just said, right?
Yes.
And
we all like that.
It should be, but it isn't.
No,
Paul,
because they don't want to do the work.
If it was, the world would be a much nicer place, but it isn't.
Yes, Lord.
And what I would say is, if you lead with kindness and you lead with love, right, then you are going to be leading a life that is so much more fulfilled and so much more, so much more willing to listen to other people, to give other people the opportunity to find out about their culture, about how they bring up their children, how they do their thing, because we're all going to have differences and we're going to have clashes, and we don't have to say your way's right, my way's right. We just go, that's your way, right? But as long as your children are going to be coming into the world as nice, caring human beings that look out for each other, that care for community, not just your community, but the community,
the world in the whole,
community at large, the world, humanity. And if you can treat human beings with that level of love and kindness, whether you call it faith or not, I believe it's faith, but I believe it's your faith. And I don't believe you need to stand on a pillar every day and shout, God is good, because I don't do that, right?
No, you see it.
What
I
think inside, what I feel inside is private. But how I feel is that if I wasn't meant to be here, I wouldn't be here. And I have prayed my heart out to stay here.
Yes, Lord.
Begged,
you see that?
I've pleaded, I've done whatever. I will be the best me I can be.
Amen.
And I'm like, oh, I've already been that. Now what can I be, right? What does he want from me? And I think that when you're lying there and they're talking in the recess room about do we do a do not resuscitate, and I'm like, you don't. How dare you even be? They can't hear me because I don't. But inside, I am shouting my head off. I'm waving my hand in the air. I'm not, because my hand won't move. But inside, I've got everything going. Oi, over here. You know. So when they're not listening, and they're all talking around you, thinking you can't hear them. And they're looking on the computer to see if I've got a do not resuscitate. And I'm lying there going, God, you better be up there because I need you. And at that moment in time, if you find that faith, even if it's at that moment, then you found it. I don't mind when you find it.
You know what my faith was that he really showed me, and I started standing on business, is when he said, I need you to look at your feet. And I looked down on my feet. He said, now I made 10 commandments. You have 10 toes, and 2 of those toes look different. He said, there are 2 great commandments. He said, I've marked your hands and feet. He said, oh, that great commandment, love God with all your heart, mind, and soul. Love your neighbor as yourself. But he said that last one can get tricky. You love your neighbor as yourself. Some people don't pour into themselves. You see what I mean? Some people don't go get their feet done. That's why they be walking around there with eagle's claws. You know what I mean? Talking about, hey, can I help you? No, you need to help yourself first before you come help me. You see? Hey, girl, hey, ladies, when the men say I love you, look at their ankles and make sure it ain't ashy. You know what I'm saying? they can only love you
if they're
as much as they
webbed,
love themselves, baby.
If they've got webbed,
Now, hey, I got the men looking down at the ankles like, we all right, baby.
We got this. We're fine. Yeah. No, but in all seriousness, the love thy neighbor. When you love thy neighbor, that has gone out the window. Okay, I'm telling you, in most parts of the world, that has gone out of the window. We need to bring that back. We unity, we as LinkedIn, we as the human beings that we are,
we can do
the
it.
people that are in this room, we are all, if you like, God's children. And I'm going to say that it's our way is to show our generation below us, and then they will show the generation below them. And we may even need to direct it upwards to the generation before us, who are being grumpy,
because you know what?
Grey-haired,
when we
angry.
die, we left the kids something.
Yeah, the cauliflower tops, the white-haired
Lord.
people. They are angry as F, right? They are angry at the world. They're angry at everybody. They're like, why is this happening? Why is that happening? And I'm like, whoa, stop. Listen, everybody has a right to be here and make their life as kind and as easy as we can, because someday we might need that help ourselves. I work with Marsha, and she works at Connected Back Hub to help with the homeless.
Yeah, Martha is a good girl.
And we have a horrible attitude towards homelessness, right? Now, as dads, you know how many dads are homeless? Do you know how many dads find on the streets? So many veterans find themselves on the streets, right? So when we talk about wanting to let's make sure that those dads have got a home so that they can bring those kids to their own home and share custody and have a relationship with those kids. Because
with their kids,
life goes on, right? And when life goes bad, it seems to me that and I'm just speaking generally, the wife gets to stay in the property, the children get to stay in the property, and out goes the guy, right? Now, whether it's a choice,
daddy got to figure it out.
Right. If they can't figure it out, they have to work out some sort of arrangement, right? But
and that's not
somebody to end up on the streets, that is never going to happen. A relationship becomes severed. And I'm not saying that everybody needs to have a relationship with a bad dad or a bad human or somebody who's done things that are horrific. No.
Sometimes you got to separate yourself. You got to separate yourself.
Different, right? Yes. And if they've got characteristics that make them a good dad, then that child needs that, right? They need to hear it.
Talk sister. Yes, they do. And because it grows them up. It's like fertilizer. You put that miracle grow on that heart gonna sprout. You're like, look at me, mama.
And the thing about it is, and I stand by this as well, having been a kid that had what was an idyllic family, we were the comfortable ones, then we were the very poor ones, then we were the broken family ones, then we were the horrifically broken family.
Life changes, baby. Life changes. You got to roll with the seasons.
I ended up in care. So we went from the rich family to the in-care family, right? And I'm telling you that having been through every stage of that game, I know what it feels like. And so when you talk about relationships with people, you got to ask yourself, what happened? How did I go from there to there? And I've written it all out because it's the only way that my mind works. Write it out and work it out, right? And when you do the equation, the answer is, it wasn't about me. I didn't do anything. I carried the burden for so many years thinking it was my fault. It was because of how I looked. It was because of I looking like my dad. That was therefore I was the bad kid, right?
See?
The boys are blue-eyed blondes.
When you was creating what you was creating, you get thoughts in your head besides people telling you that you can't do it. And then you get thoughts like, maybe I can't do it. You better, flush it, darling. Flush it. You go by faith and say it's going to be okay. It might not be hitting today, but tomorrow they're going to need this. So you just keep working until, when you do that, God will perfect it and he'll put you on stage.
It really is key.
That is the key. If you don't say anything else today that makes sense, that's the one point that people should take away. Is that if you as young people carry that burden of what your parents went through, what you went through, I had a massive car accident when I was in my 20s. I wasn't driving, I hasten to add, but nonetheless, I ended up upside down in a roundabout. And they reckon that now that's where all my spinal injuries came from. We didn't know at the time, but it did. And I was in a place called Stoke Mandeville, which is a massive hospital for back injuries. And I was so looked after and so cared for. And I remember seeing both my parents at the end of my bed together. And I thought, I've died. There's only one way that those two people would be in the same room, side by side.
They were there because they had something. They had something in common. They loved you.
They knew that this was a really tough. They were being told I could be paraplegic. They were being told I was dead from the neck down, and that was basically my life now. And it was the most scariest thing they'd ever heard. And even though they hated each other, they didn't hate me then. In that moment, they didn't hate me. And
that's why God
when
put
you
you
think
there.
about that, that is huge, right?
Yeah.
That is massive.
Love changes any circumstance. You seen that? They
Right.
loved you so much, it brought them to their knees. Yes, Lord.
Yes.
Yes,
And
Lord.
why should it take? Why should it take to that moment in time? Why does it have to? Why do we have to wait until it's death's door, or as
Paper
near
chase.
as
We chasing money. We chasing money and greed until we realize what's really important right then and there. And sometimes it hit like lightning. And you see, Lord, what am I doing? Yeah, Lord, you get your head out the sand, then you like, I can see clearly now. You can sing that song all day long.
But it's so true, right? Because it shouldn't take.
It really is.
It shouldn't take an incident as bad as that to make somebody sit up and go,
well,
blimey,
it took my wife
this is
dying. And when my
important.
wife died, yeah, Lord, I was ready. I said, Lord, I'm ready to knock down any mountain you put past me. Because at the end of the day, when he take everything that you look at in the world that's external and that you got to have, if he start taking it, you'll realize all you got is me in this world.
Yeah.
And he works through people. Like I say, he worked through Noah. Noah built that boat. But he didn't put a steering wheel on it. Just make sure y'all don't have control. You let God have the control. Take your hands off of it. Just build it and let him have his way. Good Lord.
Yeah. It's nice. It's all like that. Paulette, look. We learn, especially as men, we learn as dads. We learn late in the day. I keep saying this. In Lisa's room, especially, we learn late, and could we have learned earlier? Of course we could. I think we all wish we'd have learned. As Paul just said, as you just said, why wait? Why do we wait to get to death's door? Why do we wait till we're homeless? Why do we wait till our kids have left us and are saying things about us before we realize we're okay? But the formula, as you say, doesn't change, Paul. It's what it is. Let's share it with the world. Let's tell them again and again and again until they get the idea, Paul. You know how this works.
I know it's hard to think. It's hard to get through the end of the week, much less think about the end of your life. And like I said, you might be wiping them kids' butt right now, but I guarantee they're gonna repay the favor if you live long enough. Yes, Lord.
Yeah.
I hate to say it like that.
Miss Margaret, you have yourself a good day. Thank you for joining us. We will bring fun to the conversations. We really will. You've seen how we roll in this event, right? And just having you join us on stage would be even better, right?
Yes, Lord.
Let me welcome Jay as well. How you doing, Jay? Good morning to you. It's afternoon for us, but I'm so glad you're here. A storytelling genius. Look, Paul, and I think we'll go back to the point. As men, I think we need to grow up sooner, much sooner. So Paul and I were talking earlier. I think by 16, 17, we're almost set in our piggish ways. I'm not having a go at him. I'm just saying, as a man, you are self-absorbed, yes. and also you lack this. The basic is the love and the faith that you said earlier, Paulette. The love and kindness, right? I don't know, for some reason, that's what they're not teaching men. It's not that. Right. It's not that men can't cry. That's not what they teach us. They just teach us. We thrive more. You look better when you're a pig.
Tough.
It's not tough.
I won't say this, and ladies, I love y'all to death, but y'all gonna have to eat this pill. For every woman that has a son that does this, I ain't saying everybody does it. Yeah. You tell that baby when he start crying, hey, suck it up. Men don't cry. We don't do that. And then when they get older and you marry these men, what's wrong with it? He's just shut down. He don't want to open up, but that's what he's been trained to do his whole life. And when he get married, the woman want him to open up because he's grown. My daughter said this: we treat kids like adults and we treat adults like kids.
Yeah.
And I said,
yeah.
You have a point, baby girl.
No, truly. This is why I give Curtis all day and all night, because Curtis, he speaks truth just like you just did, Paul. And I remember having a conversation with him when he was brave enough to say, "Look, everything that's almost everything that's bad in our society comes down to our mothers." And people look at him and say, how can you say that?
That's a boat I ain't gonna step on. I ain't stepping on that boat with you in it. You ain't gonna get me shot at.
I went on stage and I'm like, Curtis, I agree with you. The mothers create the monsters, and they, like you said, they're like, why are you that way?
But I'm gonna say this: the mothers didn't have anything to cling on to. They did the best they could because the men was not showing up because we was out chasing them tails and getting high and everything else, and not even looking at our babies. So I take my hat off, ladies. Y'all did a wonderful job. Now it's time for men to put that hard hat on and take it over, so y'all can relax a little bit, ladies. Yeah, Lord, y'all come with your boy.
You know, there's something quite scientific in what you're saying. You probably don't even realize that you're saying it, but pretty much with males, every 7 years there's a testosterone rush. Okay.
Okay.
So at 7 years old, the first massive testosterone rush comes into a little boy, and you'll see a change in their character, their personality. They will become a little bit more aggressive. They'll want to play rough and tumble a bit more. They want to play, sword fighting and whatever. They get a bit more physical, right? And there's another one comes in at 14. So it's a 7-year cycle. And at 14, when it comes in, they become like arrogant. They're like, yeah, I've got,
that was me. See, that was me right there.
Okay.
Now,
it happens again at 21.
Yeah.
Now, 21, when it comes in, if you haven't worked out between 14 and 21 what needs to change, you're becoming a beast. All right?
Yes.
And what I'm going to say is that age between 14 and 21, you are not listening to your parents, whatever they say. So you need to get your advice, your learning, your training, your way of life from somewhere. Now, it used to be the church. It used to be the church. It's not the church for a lot of people now.
No, it's because it's judgmental. It's a lot of judgmental things going on, and a lot of people not going because it's not love in them churches now. If this ran correctly, it's love all in them churches. But when they ran by people that's after money, and when you make money the center of faith, then you have a problem. And that's why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it from my platform.
For sure.
Money you can't take with you. All you can do is, and I treat money as energy. I don't give it to everybody. I give it to the ones that deserve my energy. And when people start looking at money of that way, then I promise you the world will be a lot better off.
100%. And the thing about
I'm gonna say this: a lot of people will take Christians or people that believe in God and say, if you with God, you will make sure I have this, this, and this, and this. But at the end of the day, you reap what you sow. Whatever you spitting today, you're gonna have to eat it later. And that's what God is saying in his word. The words you speak are seeds, and you are planting these words, and you got to plant these words into these babies so they'll stand up and be Hercules one of these days. Yes, Lord.
Yeah. No, again,
but the thing you're talking about as well, that the whole point is that I was just bringing up that testosterone, right? Testosterone is like it's like strength, and it's masculinity, and it's muscle, and it's sexual stuff going off, and it's
and emotional stuff as well.
And emotional stuff.
Yeah, that's
now,
where we break.
What I have found, and I've worked with quite a few young men who've started to hit walls, taken it out on the doors. They've punched things they shouldn't have punched. I've been watching you, Paul. No, I'm only joking. The point I'm making is they have so much in them, and anger and all of this. And if we don't direct that properly, we end up with a problem, right?
You have to channel
the last
that
thing I want is kids being incarcerated.
Yes,
Jackie's dealing with that day in, day out. That's, it's a horrific situation. Young men who really don't have to be in jail, but they're in jail because 3 things and that's it, bosh, that's the rule. I am saying this. if we and when Curtis says about mums, I'm going to just correct Annie there. What Curtis says is that the mothers don't know how to bring up boys.
Yes,
That's what he's saying.
I agree.
He's not.
I
He's
agree.
saying that if there was a dad present, or if there was a male influence, now it could be an uncle, it could be a cousin, it could be a good male role model. That's all that you need.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily need the dad if the dad isn't present for whatever reason. A strong role model for that child to see and grow to be like is more important than no one. If the dad's around, fantastic. But if he isn't, but I can't bring up a boy to be a man. I can only bring up a boy to be the best human I can. I don't know how he feels. I don't know that he reacts differently.
And
I'll tell you
have feminine qualities. You have feminine qualities, I have male qualities, and they need to see it.
Yeah, my older brother, this is the God's truth. I've never told this story, and Annie, you'll die with laughter. He must have been, I was still living at home. So I must have been about 9 and he'd be about 11, right?
Okay.
And there was the can. I don't know if that's still around anymore, but it was and the women were all kicking their legs and they were wearing little short skirts, right?
Right. I remember that.
My little brother, no, my older brother rather, was lying on the floor by the television.
Hey, they tell us the vision, we get to it. Hey, I had it bad. I was like, what
are you doing? What are you doing down there?
I'm trying to see up the skirt.
I'm trying to see up their skirts.
Yeah, Lord. You see that? Hey, my mom wasn't there, so I would deny that kind of love. So I love the ladies. Don't get me wrong. That's gonna be my biggest downfall. I think King Solomon and David had that problem too, them ladies. But as long as they some good ones, most women these days want BBLs, don't know how to fry eggs. Hey, we gonna be in trouble if COVID hit. We gonna be be like, you look good, but I'm hungry.
But the point I'm making is that was hormones, right? That's hormones, and that is when if there's a man around, you'd be laughing and then going, come on, inappropriate, up you get, Whereas we were all just sat around there absolutely shrieking with laughter that he thought that there was some way that he somehow could see up the skirts. But 11 years old, that's testosterone, right? That's 7-year-old testosterone coming in and changing the way he thinks. And those women doing the can, well, I don't think they even do it anymore on television. But anyway, the point I'm making is that you cannot chastise a child for having normal reactions. They are normal bodily functions that happen.
I think Austin Powers called it mojo. He called it your mojo.
Mojo.
Hey, that's my mojo. Yes, Lord.
But the point is that you were saying is so right, that if you can, I still believe this to this day, and I know that I don't have that relationship with those boys, but if I did have, I would remind him of that, because I think it was one of those moments when I saw him as a human and not the bully, not the boy that was always angry, the one that was kicking the doors, the walls. He had such a lot of anger in him, but obviously he also had a lot of those mojo thoughts going on, and he needed them dealt with, and he needed someone to show him and teach him. And the point that we didn't have was we didn't have a role model. We didn't have a dad there. So therefore that meant that was missing, right? And there are so many parts of what Curtis says about a woman or a mother not being able to bring up children, is that or bringing up boys, is that specifically without that support and help, those doors get thumped forever. Forever.
I have one son. I have one son, 2 daughters. it's easier raising daughters than it is the boy, even for me, and I'm a man. You hear me? That boy gives me a run for my money. I go to sleep praying and I wake up praying that God be light on him. You don't understand? When you get, he's 19. You have to understand he's gonna be 20. So at this point right now, like she said, they don't hear anything. They want to test and see if my daddy say this is right, but they find out everything I told them was right. So that's that come back to Jesus moment. You're like, okay, everything he said was, I done went out here and tried.
Yeah.
It don't work with people.
Yeah, you see, I might argue with you about raising daughters, but I'll say this, again, I know. I think what Paulette's saying is, it's a science, right? And
it is.
I think by 21 we are set the way we are, and but I will say this also. It's for us to do something about those years between 14 and 21, Paulette. Because by 21, here's the truth: most men are beaten. They realize that being a pig, being aggressive, being manly, it's not going to do you any good. It's not going to get you where you want to get. It's not going to give you success. It's not going to give you impact. It's not going to do anything for you. All you're going to do is ruin lives. Literally,
patience.
Right. Look, before we move on, let me show Paul's video. That way you can see what Paul works on every day. So Paul has more than 4,000 of these videos. So you can get an idea of what it is. They're about 3 minutes long, this one.
It's my creation. Y'all get a little seep in my mind and how I think a little bit, but I think it's going to bring a lot of joy to people.
Let's go for it. Here goes, my friends.
Mike, truck doing here. What's going on, man? You had to call the help. $135 an hour. I have had enough.
Don't brag about tomorrow, since you don't know what the day will bring.
Let me at him. Yeah, but I'm saying, what he doing here? What the hell? What? If you don't. What are you doing? I'm saying, what do you don't need? Where you got your? What's going on?
Let someone else praise you. Not your own mouth. A stranger, not your own lips.
Yeah, ain't no door. What you got your shirt off for? You call him for?
We needed some help.
Oh, so y'all swapping numbers? So y'all got each other number now? Huh? I said I can help it. I got the stuff. Hey, I got that. We don't need your help. Hey, take them off. Go grab the rest of the stuff, huh? I got this. Don't you? Hey, man, put your shirt on, man.
A stone is heavy and sand is weighty. But the resentment caused by a fool is even heavier.
This ain't your, you know that's your daughter. Like, what? No, so I'm doing too much, Blake? See, y'all cool? Y'all cool now? Hey, man, watch out, man. I got this. Hold on. Mike, listen here. Watch out. You got your...
What are you doing?
Come on, bro. Help me with... Blake, grab...
I went from happy to angry. Skip said... Now I feel a kick in the.
Grab the shirt. Hold that, Tony. Hold up. Yeah. This is natural. This ain't steroid.
Anger is cruel, and wrath is like a flood. But jealousy is even more dangerous.
Stop them. Let me do this.
You're struggling.
I ain't struggling. Man, listen, I pause while I do it, man. You can't. This need $1. Go get $1. You can't live this. You can't live this, man. Put it on $1. They are rolling. Oh, so you just going? Oh, boy. They lock you up for taking that stuff. So what's going on out here? Rolando.
Moving though.
I'm saying, but he got to have his. I'm saying when all this became a vibe.
You wanted us to do it by ourselves. You was late.
Oh, so Blake, you switching out?
Mr. Wayne, you late? We've been doing this. Charging hours by the hour, Wayne.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, don't play. Like, don't even play with me. What you all got there? You got thyroid on your shoulder. I don't need all that. I got these. I don't need that. Yeah.
It's just about support, man.
Yeah, support that. Right, Mike, Mike, I don't listen, man. All that you trying to do, that don't mean nothing around here. Nobody don't care about muscles. They like people up for that.
How much time do you spend being quiet and just listening to God? You say, well, now, I have to get up and go to work. Or get up a few minutes early. You know what I'm talking about?
So look,
I know you couldn't see. I know y'all couldn't see the video good, but y'all go over there to my page. You're gonna have a good time, and it's free. You see, it's free.
Yeah.
Yes, Lord.
It's free for now. It's free now, right?
It's free right now, but later, I'm being slow now. I'm gonna stop making videos. Now I'm gonna take my time, and I'm.
So eventually,
I'll go over there and jump in.
Yeah, so eventually, they're gonna be members only. The new ones at least,
Lord.
Right? Because
only God's babies can come in.
There's a Paul's mission to support children who have who have cancer. It's not gonna it needs financing. So Paul making money, Paul raising money, Paul even doing GoFundMe for individual kids. It's part of our plan. So now this is a real thing to really make a difference to children's lives, especially. But let's come back to our conversation. Look, yes, the formative years are between 7 and 21. Call it that. And I say that for a reason, right? I think between those ages, some boys get it.
Right.
A lot of boys don't get it at all. And by 21, they realize that they've got it so wrong. And then can you save yourself after that? You have to. Of course you can. You have to. And the solution all the way along from 7 till the day you die, it comes down to what Paulette said. Love and kindness.
Yeah.
If you can't bring your heart to truly be kind and to love the people around you, love you.
Right.
Genuinely have love in your heart. And I say this because I see people every day struggling to love people around them.
Right.
It's not just relationships, friendships, partnerships. I'm saying people just struggle. Someone said the other day, well, you can't really love them, if they're online. What do you mean you can't love people who you meet online? Well, I don't get it. I can. We all can. We have to.
Yes, we have to. At the end of the day, we're only strong at the weakest link as people. So until we pick them people up by the hand, because at the end of the day, we are all guiding lights. You're supposed to be that person that you needed when you was younger, so you can go back and get them other kids that's going through what you was going through and pull them out and show them the way. And then it's like a domino effect, and they'll do the same, and it'll make the life a lot easier. But a lot of people don't think like that. They be like, "Oh, COVID-19, we social distance here. We don't do that. We wear masks and we don't talk to people like that." So at the end of the day, you can live like that, but you building a fortress of solitude, and you ain't gonna have people.
I think solitude and misery. Go on, Paulette.
I just gonna say that we talk about the social distancing. I used to commute on the train, and people would get on the train. I've got a book here. I'll pretend. Okay, I get on the book, right?
Okay. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Hide.
Okay. Nobody would speak. You'd get on a train and you'd ignore everybody except be looking at your book, or you'd be engrossed in your phone or whatever it was, but you just did not talk, right? And I remember having I was hemorrhaging. I didn't know I was, but I was hemorrhaging, and I felt very faint and very weird. And I said to somebody, I feel very weird. I said, could you please phone for somebody to be at the next station for me? And they looked at me and they were like, nah. And I went, okay. I went to the next person. Could you please phone someone? And by this time, I was getting fainter and fainter.
Yes, Lord.
And luckily, somebody over that side who'd listened to me ask 2 people, both gentlemen, and a woman over there went, are you okay? And I went like that. She went, do you need an ambulance? I went like that. And she just phoned for an ambulance, and it was waiting for me at the next station.
Earth angels are real. Earth angels are real.
Those people were just like this. They weren't. It wasn't COVID. It wasn't any of that as the excuse they could use. What it was I don't want your business. Stay out of mine. That's what it was.
Yes.
And that was how it was for forever.
Yes.
And that was 24 years of commuting into London. Now, when somebody got stabbed directly in front of me, and a really bad altercation, a guy had a knife, he got stabbed. I won't go into the detail, but he landed by my feet. The week before, I'd finished my first aid course. It was like, I finished my first aid course. I feel obliged to do what I know I can do, right? I fell to my knees. The blood was pouring up. He'd obviously hit something fairly major in the guy's stomach. And it was a choice. Do I do something or don't I? And as I took the guy's belt off his trousers, not because I was a rude lady, but because I was about to use it as a tourniquet.
Right.
And the point I'm making is this, okay? I had nothing except his jacket that he had like next to him. So I rolled his jacket up, put his jacket over the top of it, and I pulled the belt as hard as I could until I could get some sort of pull to stop the pumping of the blood. The floor was covered, my feet were covered, my knees were covered. This guy starts waving the knife in my face, covered in blood. You effing do-gooders, you effing this, you effing that. And I looked at him and I said to him, at the moment, you've stabbed somebody. If you don't let me help him, you've killed somebody.
Murder.
So I said, your choice. Oh, you effing... I said, look, I can't. You know, if you want to do something to me, do it. But if not, I've got work to do, right?
Yes, Lord.
And I just ignored him. And he was like, and he stormed off down towards the end of the next, the doors. But as he started to walk down the doors, we were pulling into the next station. Now, my altercation with him gave people the chance to smash the glass, tell the driver what was going on, where we were, so that by the time we pulled into the underground station, the next one, there was a stretcher was there were paramedics there, were police there, everything. This guy starts to run down the aisle to get to the guy puts his foot out and he goes down and he stabs himself in the arm, right? So luckily, the police get him. The guy that was on the floor with me and with my tourniquet going, and I was holding so tight, I just couldn't let go. And they had to peel my fingers off because, you know, you're locked. And they were like, we've got this from now on. I'm like, I got it. And they're like, no, you can let go now. And they sort of peeled my fingers off this guy's belt.
Oh, wow.
And then I remember this so clearly, them saying, do you have a business card or something? Because I'm sure that he's going to want to thank you.
Yes.
And I just took one look at myself and I was like, I'm going to the office. And I was just like, look like I've been in a war scene. Yes. And I said, I think I'll go to the office and go home. You know, I'm not feeling too good. And then I got off the train and then every single nerve in my body started to tremble. And
that's why he tells us. That's why he tells us in the word. It's not given to the weak.
Shock.
It's not given to the weak because you had to go do a job, but you had to jump into first responder mode before you got to your job. You see, who knew that? But he knew. He said, my baby going to take care of it. And you got down in the action and you did what you had to do. You see that?
And you know what someone said to me? No, it wasn't somebody who, I mean, my work were wonderful. They just put a taxi together. They arranged for me to have a taxi home all the way because they knew I couldn't get back on a train. I haven't been on the underground since. That's the truth. That's the nerves. Okay, that's just like not for me. I'm not doing that no more. Once is enough. You don't go twice. So I don't use the underground. But the point I was going to make was that they put me in a taxi home, and I came home and I was still in shock. But the thing is, that card that I gave them, that business card, I got a phone call from a mum.
Okay.
He was 22 years old, that boy, the same age as my son is now. And she said to me, whatever you want, whatever you need, whatever, You only have to ask.
Yes.
And I said, look after him.
You see
And
that?
she said, that's a given.
Yes.
And I was like, no, that's all I want. I just
Amen.
want him to be healthy and well and go on to live a good life.
Yeah.
I said he did nothing wrong. He just wouldn't give up his seat. The guy was angry. He got on the train. I think he
brought
was
his
high.
problems onto that train.
I think
That's what
he was
did.
high and all over the place.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of anger. But I just said to her, just make sure he knows that he was saved for a reason.
Yes.
He goes on to be a good boy, a good
Yes.
lad. He's kind to others. That's all I ask.
Yes, it is.
And
in
work,
the world, gonna be better for your kids to have people like that in the world. So at the end of the day, we doing our
we
job.
all win. We all win. Yes. And she said to me, have you got children of your own? And at the time, Ben would have been about 2, maybe 3. Okay. And I was like, he's a baby, he's a young lad. And she said to me, I hope he grows up to be just like you. Amen. And I looked at her and I was like, wow. I hope he doesn't, because I don't want him throwing himself on the floor and doing that. Because you know what? If it had been a man, he might have got stabbed.
Yeah, you see?
Because I was a woman and because of the way I spoke to that lad, he was a bit sort of taken aback. But the knife was pretty damn close to my face. Yeah. And it was covered in blood of this lad. Yeah. And it
you
was
put
scary.
your faith to work. When you put faith to work, it goes over fear. You don't have fear when you got faith. That's why I tell you, hey, replace that fear with faith and see what happens.
Yeah.
See? And that's the only thing. The reason I bring it up even is because when you're asked, what do you want in the world out of life? And all I want is people to be nice to each other. Yeah. I don't want any more wars. I don't want any more fighting. I don't want any more death. I don't want any more starvation. I don't want any more hunger. I don't want any more of all the things that are happening in this world. I don't want any of it. Yeah, and I don't know how to stop it. But all I can do is look after my bit of the world that I touch. And I touch it through this screen, through Annie and other people, because I care, right? Yeah. But ultimately, if I can just touch somebody in some small way and they go, I want to be a bit more like her. I want to try and be a bit more like her. I'm going to just find that little bit more of kindness in my heart.
Yeah. The seed has been planted. The seed has been planted. And once you plant that seed, it'll blossom and bloom. But you got to have, I told him, Jesus came riding in on a donkey. That's the most stubborn kind of animal you can have. But also in the Old Testament, he was talking through the donkey. Until God can ride you and use to speak through you, he can't use you. So a lot of times we too stubborn and we got our own, set in our own ways, too judgmental for God to use us. And until we can be what I call empath, being able to feel people's emotion, understand what they're going through, you're not going to be effective for God. There's no way you can be effective.
It's true. It's true. It's true. Look, let me welcome my good friend Josh.
I'm going to love and leave you. Lovely to see you and meet you. Take care.
Come back. Come back. You're welcome, right? Come back. Look,
yes, Lord. I enjoy. That's my sister. She's glowing today.
Yes, look, Paulette's Jack and Water books. You do want to read them. So do it. You can get your copy. So there's 3 books in this series. So they're children's books. So check them out. Okay. That's all I can say to you, right?
Hey, where is she from? Where is she from?
She's UK. She's British. She's British like me, my friend. British like
We're gonna have to get coffee together, girl. Yes, Lord.
I agree. And Paulette, Paulette, it doesn't just talk. She's the kindest person you're ever gonna meet.
Yes,
and people don't say it. Again, if you work with me, first thing I'll say to you, and everyone gets the same conversation out of me. Give our friends love. Give people true love. And I love people. Make real friends, not plastic friends, not fake friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Not because they can pay you. You make real friends, right?
Yes.
Being a friend means something. It means you're there for people. It means, like you said, you mentioned empath just now, right? It means you genuinely care. Paulette does it. She'll spend all day on the phone with someone who needs help from the that's Paulette.
It's just rare. And until people understand when that's like that they are rare, They treat their energy just like common. When it's not common, they have to pull back and show people, like, hey, I can't get this to everybody because everybody don't deserve this kind of love.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
True. I say that we can all be 1% more Paulette every day. Really,
Yes.
I think that's what it takes to make the world a better place. Be more
Yes.
honest with ourselves, be more caring about others, and the world will care about us too, right? You know,
Yeah.
I want to spend some time on Michael's comments. You know, I said Michael's. And I said there are three main ones. And I said I've been arrested 11 times.
Mm-hmm.
I always walk free. No jail can hold me. I like that. I like that. You know, the reason I like that. Look, my friend. You know, again, anyone here who's listening, whether even watching on replay or my YouTube, you know, here's the truth about most men that will tell you: we are lucky we didn't get locked up for longer.
Yes.
I know what I just said. You know, we are lucky. You know, every man has a story.
Yes.
That you realize it was so. You know, it really was so close. You know,
it was grace. Hey, it was grace that got me through that. You're like, yeah, Lord, I won't do it again.
Really not. Really, I said, I
Yes,
remember there was one day. I went to a friend's house. Suddenly, you know, as I parked my car, it's always like 3 a.m. I've always been in that hour, right? 3 a.m. So I leave a friend's house, kind of come back to my car. Suddenly, police are everywhere. I'm saying there's like,
yes,
I'm like,
Lord.
what right?
Lord.
You know,
stepped in it. You stepped in it.
I took what was in my shoe. I threw it under the car. No, Paul. I threw it on the car, right? I think in the court, they find out on me, I'm in prison for a good 5 years, 10 years.
Bye-bye.
Exactly. One-way ticket to jail. That's what we call it, right? That's what you
Lord.
don't want. Anyway, you know, so I got to the police station. Eventually, they let me out, you know, towards the morning. So when light, I came back, got my car, and what I threw under the car was still there. See? There you go.
You know,
see
that? That's how God do you like this. God, I'm gonna get you this time. I got you past it this time. Next time, you might have to do it by yourself.
There was no next time. So this is our point today, right? You know,
but some hardheads, they don't get it. They don't get it.
You know, we don't need to wait till disaster happens, till we hit rock bottom, till we get to the funeral, to learn our lesson. That we can learn our lesson because it's the right thing to do. You know, I said, finding your kindness, finding your faith in yourself, finding your purpose. It all counts. You know, I say it's all part of the journey that it takes to be a man, right? You know, Michael, Michael, I'm with you. 11 times, cool. You know, yes, you got lucky more than once, right?
Yes, Lord. And he's still here to talk about it. Hey, you can get up today, hey, and everything could change. Don't worry about it. If you got out 11 times and you still on your feet, he a tough cookie. I know that.
But Michael says that I have not been found guilty. Simple misunderstandings and over aggressive or over anxious men and women. You see, that's the truth right there, right? You know, saying that it's a fine line. You know, those who make it, you know, we are normal people. You know, we're normal people. You know, but literally, you know, misunderstanding. No, a reaction. You and I were talking about emotional stability earlier, Paul, right?
Yes, and that's the emotion. You get a gut feeling. I don't care who you are. When you're around somebody and some tell you need to leave, a lot of people don't listen to that feeling, and then you be like, something told me to leave. Yeah, that was your GPS. It was telling you it's time to go.
Yeah, most of the time, having faith is about listening to God. It's not about praying. It's about listening to your inner God.
Feel it. It's a feeling.
Really, you know, and we need to learn to act on that, right?
Yes, you gotta trust it. A lot of times we don't trust it. You think you tripping, but you're not tripping. You really got it correct. And you got to listen to yourself. It's kind of like a car when they tell you something going wrong with it. That's when you're in an environment, something going wrong, you're going to get a signal in you, and you be like, yeah, it's time to go. So I teach my kids to listen to that signal because it's going to keep you alive. I know I'm still here talking to you because I listened to that signal.
Yeah, again,
there's been times that I didn't, but I got burned, but I didn't learn my lesson now.
I think
I got it, sir.
You see, I think your video shows it very well. You know, literally, you know, a man who does what a man has to do, rather than being emotional, rather than getting angry, rather than lashing out.
And that's the kicker, controlling that emotion. Anger is good if you can control it and flow it in a place where it can be healthy for everybody. There's nothing wrong with getting angry. Even the Bible say get angry but don't sin. But you can use that anger to fuel you to do good with it. Anger is good. Ask King David. He
I
killed
agree.
Goliath. You see that?
I agree. No, I agree. Again, my friend Stanley Green talks about impulse control. Again,
Yeah.
the biggest pit for men in relationships that I've found is we're quick to get angry. We're quick to feel annoyed. My dinner's not on the table at 6 o'clock. The word must.
We act like this is heaven. We act like the earth is heaven. Like
Right.
it's gonna be ready when I get there, and if it ain't, they gonna feel me. I ain't gonna be played with like
Right.
that.
Don't talk to me like that. How they even look at me like, well, look what's happening on the trains, right? Look, that's not being a man. That's just being stupid, right? That's being dumb. Being a man.
It's not realistic. It's not realistic. It's not.
It really,
because you can find anything out of place. You can find anything out of place.
Exactly. So getting angry is not the thing, right? I always say, even to my son, it's not that deep.
Yeah.
It's about Paulette talks about big problems, small problems,
right.
Really. I'm saying you have to know the difference, right? And most things are not big problems. They're
no, it's not. It's kind of like if your wife make you some lemonade, but it ain't got enough sugar. You can get up and go put some more sugar in and stir it up, and don't even cause no ruckus. Or you can say, "Hey, what's wrong with this? Take that back.
You gotta throw it, Paul. You gotta throw it against the wall. Everyone knows that you're really upset.
Hey. And she gonna make you a real good glass of lemonade when she comes. Yeah, I got this. Hey, y'all kids, stay out there. Lemonade is for your daddy.
It's all of that. Look, we're more grown up, really. And I guess people will do what people do. Doesn't mean we have to react with anger. Doesn't mean we have to react in a dumb way. That's gonna, that one-way ticket to jail is a thing. It kills relationships. Once the relationship is done, everything we talked about today falls out the window. If we're not there to look after our kids,
right?
We're not there. If we're not there, we can't have a choice or a say about what happens because we're not there. So, so the one lesson I learned, Paul, in life is that day. So when I used to sit here, get really angry, I'm like, they all hate me. They're all down. My family's downstairs. They're having fun. But as I go down there, there's going to be an argument because they all hate me, right?
Using that victim, the victim mentality.
I said
and
that.
Once he put that superhero cape on, he put that superhero cape on here today. You see that?
Seriously, one day dawned on me, Annie, you are the problem. Because they're happy. When as soon as you go there, you're unhappy.
Right.
And I can't say that enough. I'm saying when a man makes that realization. For you, Paul, it was after your wife went, right? I'm saying it dawned on you. I'm saying for me, it was a day. I feel so blessed, so lucky that I learned that lesson. And from that day on, I just said, you know what? From now on, before I leave my desk, Paul, I'm gonna smile.
Yes, you better.
I love those people down there, so I want them to.
It's only your life, and you only gonna make your life as sweet as you gonna make it. Ain't nobody coming and say, "Hey, come here, let me make your life better."
Nobody's coming.
Nobody's coming. We see it on the movies with Pretty Woman, but ain't nobody coming to save you.
No one's coming. No one's gonna clap for you either. So you clap for yourself and do the right thing. That's what I say, right?
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Hey, it's a choice every day we get up. We make that choice. We have to say, we gonna go do help or we gonna need help, and I'd rather give help than look for help.
It really is that. It really is. So Paul says, Michael says, I agree with you just about everything you speak. It's really good to hear from like-minded people. Michael, that's us, right? We'll hope you one day you join the show and come and share some of your thoughts as well. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Hey, anybody been to jail 11 times? They got some stories.
I tell you,
I want to hear. I want to hear about.
Seriously, Michael. I'll try and connect with you after the show, right? As Paul says, you have stories to tell. We'd love to hear your thoughts on, just your truths, the lessons you've learned. That's what this room's for.
If he available next show, that would be good to have him up here and share that the times. If he's willing, he might not be willing.
We'll connect with him, and then let's have the conversation. You know, say like, I love to have some of your insights, whether you come on stage, whether you have your camera off, whether you just tell us, some of your thoughts, and but let's find a way for us to learn from someone like you, who is the perfect person to teach the next generation, right?
Yes.
It says, I live in white America, but I'm white, but I'm not here. I'm not from here. My wife is. Michael, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for engaging with us as well today.
Thank you, brother.
Genuinely say, right? Send me a connection request if you want to say, I'd love to connect with you and let's meet. Right, Michael. Paul, our time is an hour and a half already.
Hey, we shot it. We overshot. It's okay. I hope everybody got it. I hope everybody got a dose of the Holy Spirit today, and they can make it.
It's been fun. It's been fun. It always feels like we haven't talked about everything that we want. You and I want to talk about.
Time flies when you're having fun, brother. Time flies. It's okay. We need more laughter in the world anyway. It's too serious, too uptight.
Yeah. Look, no, we'll carry on next. I said we'll carry on next episode. And literally, we'll probably pick up from where we left off here.
Yes.
And this is all about the realities of being a man, of being a good man, of being a man who finds a place in the world, a place where we thrive, and that way others around us can thrive too.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for everything that you do. Thank you.
It's a joy. It's a joy. Like I said, if you come to me and say I've got a book idea, you have my ear, right?
Yeah.
And if you're serious and you're gonna do the book, then I will tend to give you my time. I'll bring me. I'll bring my friends too. Well, I'll say literally, I'll give you everything I have to get your book written.
It's kind of like what I was saying. Some people deserve people energy, and some people don't. And if some like me, if I find somebody deserve my energy, I'm gonna pour all my talents into them because they have a talent themselves, and it's gonna make it just that much good. You see that?
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. My friends know about you already. I don't say we don't see you often enough, but we will do from now on. I'm sure. I'm saying, like being a man is about being consistent and being consistently yourself, being the good. Bring your better side every day.
Yeah, I don't want no carbon copy. I want the Innie every day. The Innie is by the pool, the Innie that's in the bathroom, and the Innie that's at the dinner table. At the end of the day, I want the real Innie.
Yeah, definitely. Earlier on, you said the word, the important word, authenticity.
Authenticity.
Bring your real self. Bring your real self. Not your traumatized drama self. Don't keep that part to yourself.
We don't want the wounded bird. We don't want the wounded bird.
Bring your lessons, your stories, the goodness you want to share with the world. Bring all that. That's what being a man really is.
Yeah, and show it how it made you who you are today, and you able to stand on it. So at the end of it, don't ever be ashamed of anything you've done. It's all a learning lesson. Nothing is a loss. It's all a lesson. Just learn from it.
I agree. No, 100%. Now, Paul, you're a star. I knew we were gonna have a great show. But we'll say we'll do it again in a couple of weeks' time. And hope say of course. In the meantime, please do get in touch with us. Do connect with us, and let's talk on the DMs. Let's do a Zoom meet. I'd love to know what all my friends do. Otherwise, I can't call you if I don't know what you do. You can't call me if you don't know what I do.
And plus, the longer we wait, there's more kids in the hospital that need help. And I know we people, we can help them. We can start doing something.
For sure. Look, my friends, thank you so much. So do enjoy your day. We'll let you go. Enjoy your amazing day. So hopefully we'll see you around the event circuit. Paul, you're a star. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for having your time. I know you could have done anything, but thank you for sharing this hour and a half with your boy. You see that?
You take care. Take care, everyone.
Okay, you too, brother. Bye. God bless.
And he sees you. He sees you. He sees you. From the children with no voice in borrowed rooms, to the magazines that carry their truth. 25 years of the same steady hand, finding the ones who fell through the cracks of the plan. From Mitcham to Croydon,